Hello there guys, Feng here, and welcome to RimWorld. Yes. Okay, so RimWorld is a sci-fi colony management sim that is made by Tynan, Sylvester and Ludeon Studios. It's actually pretty cool. Now, I've actually played the pre-alpha of this a few months back, and I did actually sink quite a bit of time into it. I never actually covered it. But that's what I'm here for now. I'm actually going to cover it now. We're now in Alpha 1, which is really cool. Now, RimWorld, it's got a lot of influences, and you can easily tell that. It's got influences such as like Dwarf Fortress and The Sims, and even to some extent Prison Architect. And if I remember correctly, some of the assets were actually borrowed from Prison Architect, which, you know, is completely fine. There's actually been a lot of changes with this particular version from previous version, especially in art style. Well, not art style per se, but more like the character art, which is really cool. There's a lot more variety and stuff, and yeah. Okay, let's crack on with it then, shall we? So, options menu, yeah, it's not a lot. Mind you, you gotta bear in mind it's alpha. It's just come out of pre-alpha, so you're not going to expect absolutely gigantic amounts of options. So you know it's workable. It's fine. Okay, new colony. Now this is the AI storyteller. Now, if I remember correctly, it uses the same kind of AI storyteller as Left 4 Dead, which is really cool. Really cool. So there's a few different choices here, and looks like there probably will be more eventually added. So. Yes, you know, as always, as with every alpha game, you know, this is not a final representation of the final product. Just want to get that out there, you know. Things are going to change, you know, so just bear that in mind. Okay, so we've got Chill Callie. Callie is a less aggressive version of her sister Cassandra. She is good for her first game. Highly recommended for your first game. Highly recommended. Cassandra Classic. This is pretty much the basic one. Basically, Cassandra creates story events on a steadily increasing curve of challenge and tension. Then we got Phoebe Friendly. Phoebe doesn't want to hurt anyone. She just wants to relax, tale about people building a colony, so she'll be very friendly. No. Then we got Randy Random, who in fact is pretty random. A lot of random events will happen if you pick Randy Random, and it's all drama and galore. And then you got Tough Cleopatra, who is apparently Cassandra's Classic's less forgiving cousin. So we're gonna stick with Cassandra Classic for this one. So you start off with 3 colonists. Now they will always be randomised when you first start. You can re-randomise them, which is cool, and you can also customise their name as well if you really want to. So that's really cool. So as you can see, there are skills, backstory, incapable of certain things depending on their backstory, and there's also traits. Some of these aren't actually in the game yet. As you can see here, traits are just a fun story bits for now. Most of them don't do anything. This will change in future versions. Some of the skills are the same as well, unfortunately. So as you can see, cooking, this does nothing in the unfinished version of RimWorld. So as you can see, none of these forward actually do anything. It's just these ones want to focus on social, melee, shooting, mining, research, growing and construction. So, let's just go through a few randomised ones. So as you can see, there's an awful lot of different ones. The backstories, the actual like traits and stuff, not traits, because those are traits. The actual like professions and stuff, there used to only be a certain few. It looks like they've included a hell of a lot in this particular alpha release. I mean, Butcher certainly wasn't one of them. Indeed. Now, as you can see, some of these will actually disable certain things. So as you can see, Insane Butcher here disable stuff like cleaning and hauling and blank cutting and wardening and stuff like that, which means randomising is actually pretty cool. You're going to get something different every time. But for now, we're going to try and concentrate on building somewhat at randomising, like a, you know, yeah. I'm bloody flabbergasted. Yeah, can't think of the words today. Anyway, this one's actually a pretty decent one. So we can have our huntsman here, Jonathan the Huntsman, whose nickname is John. We can have John to be the sort of the military outfit of this particular colony. So he's actually got a lot of pluses in pretty much everything. Although obviously these ones don't really matter at this point. But shooting is very important to be able to hold off raiders and stuff. You can't research, unfortunately. Is incapable of that because of the Son of the Huntress. But everything else is pretty standard. I mean, if you have Rav, it actually tells you how much you actually do stuff at. So obviously construction and repairs are 95% speed, sales and obviously 56% speed, etc, etc. So yeah, we'll stick with the huntsman. So we've got our Pew Pew. Now we need someone who can concentrate on stuff like research and possibly even social aspects. This one's actually fairly decent. This one's actually got decent research and decent social. Not the best, but it's certainly better than nothing. So Selma grew up in a shelter deep beneath a toxic world. She received a comprehensive education but had no opportunity to do physical labour. That's unfortunate. So as you can see, we've actually got a negative there on construction and mining, but research, social and medicine is pretty high. Social and research is pretty important there, and of course more research and crafting. Obviously crafting is not really important at this point, but I think we'll keep with that. So we've got our researcher and our socializer. So now we just want someone who's decent at basically the grunty stuff, the construction, growing, mining. So let's see if we can roll someone decent. Manual labour. Well, yeah, we need someone who's doing the manual labour. Incapable of scary? Is that even a thing? Certainly looks like it. Oh, firefighting. Okay, yeah, fires are pretty important. Yeah, you definitely need all of them to actually be able to play as a fire. That's something I've learned pretty quickly in this game. Now there's one here that's actually got a decent amount of growing, decent amount of mining. Not as much construction, but I'm not too bothered about it. He's incapable of social because of him being a well, he's actually incapable of research as well because of being a oath and a soldier. But he's actually got decent shooting as well, so I think maybe we'll keep with this dude. Oh, he's growing to +8. Jesus Christ. So yeah, we've got Alan, Selma, and John. Cool. We'll stick with that. Now there is an advanced tab here. We can change the map size. Normally, I would suggest not to in this particular stage of alpha because bigger stuff does tend to tank the system a bit. But it depends. If you've got a beast of a machine, then go ahead and do it. I've got a semi-beast, but you know, that's life. Okay, so it doesn't take very long to generate the world. And here we go. The three of you awake on your long sleep sarcophagi to the sound of sirens and ripping metal. You barely get to the escape pods before the ship is torn apart. Sometime later, you land in this unknown RimWorld. As pieces of the shredded starship falls around you, you start making plans to survive. So first thing we're going to do is pause the damn thing. Whee! Actually, we're going to wait till the pods come down. There we go. Excellent. Okie dokie then. So that's actually pretty cool. There didn't used to be any clothes or anything on the actual colonists, but now there is. That's actually really cool. That looks really nice, and different hairstyles too. Anyway, let's go through some of the things. So this is the map. It's not actually that big, although it kind of is. It's pretty big. You don't need massive. Okay, so the first thing we want to look for is a way to make power. So there are two ways you can make power in this game. You can either have solar panels, which generate power via the sun, or through geysers. Now this is a geyser, this is a steam geyser, and you can actually make what they're called. I forgot the name of them because I'm stupid. A geothermal generator. And we're actually kind of lucky here. We've got two. We've got one here and one here, but unfortunately they're not in very great places. In fact, this is actually a pretty decent defendable map. It's just that it's going to be very hard without the geothermal power is pretty good. I mean, you don't have to rely on the sun, and you don't have to usually store it in batteries, which is something we might have to do if we're going to use solar, which looks like we might have to do. So I'm just thinking here, we're going to get constantly raided. That's kind of one of the main things of this game. Raids are pretty common, so we need to be careful about that. We need somewhere that's easily defendable. Now, in fact, we could actually say that this bit is actually really easily defendable because there's only one way they can get in here, and that's there. but it doesn't give us a lot of room, although we could mine through and do it like that. That's actually a possibility. Still doesn't give us an awful lot of room to expand. It doesn't mean we're going to need to do a lot of mining. We could stay in this bit, but again, we'd need to wall off this area, and try and make this a bit defendable, which might take a few more resources than I'd want. Speaking of resources, let's go through them. So, this particular resource here is metal. Metal is used to create stuff. Yes. Potatoes! Potatoes is food. You need food for your colonists to actually survive. And newly added in alpha is silver. This is currency that you can use for trading. Really cool. Now you can actually trade anything, but silver is like the actual currency of the game. So it never used to be like that actually. It just used to be you trade your resources and that's it. But now there's actually a currency system, which is really cool. Okay, so what we want to do is, you can actually see there's a few weapons on the ground. So in the pre-alpha there was only one weapon. There was only a pistol you usually got. So you had to be very careful who picked it up. So we need to find not an inventor, a huntsman. A huntsman is going to take the Enfield. The other two will take pistols so they can actually defend themselves. There we go. I'm just going to quickly unpause it and let everyone equip. I'm just going to forward it a little bit. For some reason they don't want to equip pistols. Why? Equip the pistol. It's fine. It's fine. There we go. Brilliant. So as you can see, you start off with quite a few decent resources. There's quite a bit there to actually do stuff with. So what we're going to do is we're going to... I think we're going to move in here. I think that might be the best approach. I'm going to wall this off here. This is actually fairly easily defendable. The actual AI in this game is pretty good, and the actual combat as well is pretty damn solid. I believe the actual combat system was originally for like a game kind of like Jagged Alliance, that much in depth. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, I think we're going to move in here. So what I need to do is I need to start building stuff. So the first thing we need to do is go away. The tutorial is pretty cool as well. The tutorial kind of self-learns. If it notices that you're doing stuff right, then it won't tell you about it. But if there's something you keep missing, like for example, if I forget to put growing areas, it'll tell me that you might want to put a couple of growing areas down because you need food, so as you can keep sustained. It's pretty cool. Okay, so let's first of all, we're going to make a stockpile and a dumping stockpile. So the stockpile, I'm probably going to have more or less at the entrance-ish, around about here. Fairly big stockpile. There we go. Brilliant. It used to cost resources to actually build these, by the way. Now it doesn't. You just click and expand. Dumping area, I'm going to stick out here. I don't really want it inside the actual colony, so that's fine. Now I need to get rid of these. I need to try and to get rid of these actually. Delete zones, that's it. There we go. Excellent. Now you might notice some of these resources and stuff have got X's on them. So you can actually forbid stuff to be actually interacted with. But we want these to be interacted with. So what we need to do is we need to press F, and that will make it so that we can pick these resources up. So that's exactly what we're going to do now. Oops. There we go. Is there any more? Yes, there's loads up here. Can we just mass? Yes, we can. Brilliant. So there we go. That's the majority of the resources there. Are we allowed to actually interact with? Same with these. We need to do with these. There we go. Right. What we do need as well is we need to move our beds. So you start off with really crappy little sleeping spots, and they're not very comfortable or anything. So we need to do sleeping spot. So we're just going to put 3 down for the time being. We haven't got the resources to make proper rooms and houses yet. So we need to just deconstruct these. There we go. Sell them for absolutely nothing, since they cost nothing. Okie dokie. So now it's just a case of letting things roll. Now we're going to need a growing area. So we're going to designate a growing area. You can designate where to mine, yes. I know where to mine, don't panic. Okay, so one growing area can usually feed around about 1 to 2. It actually says there, actually. Yeah, you can usually enough for 1 to 2 people. So we probably want 3. So we're going to just rotate it like that. And this seems like a decent place. Now, obviously, you can only really grow things where there's soil. Obviously, you can't grow it on the sand because, yeah, that would be stupid. Unless you're building, unless you're actually planting cactuses, which, you know, you could do because there's cactus in the game, but I don't know. That's just the way things is. So yeah, we've got 3 growing areas. That's fine. We're gonna need a dispenser. Now, if you one thing you probably would notice that even though we've got all these here that have not been actually been toggled to be interacted with, we don't actually have them yet. Now that's because they have to be in your stockpile before they actually count as you actually having them. So we need to crack on and let them get hauling. So as you see, they're going to haul some of the stuff onto the onto there. They're actually right. All of them are concentrating on growing. Okay, so we need to change that. So this is the overview of the colony, and it's showing you what everyone's doing. Okay, now you can change to manual priorities, which is probably the best thing to do at this point. So you can basically direct what you want focused on more than anything. So what we're going to do at this point is I'm actually going to stick firefighting to 1. That is the biggest, most priority ever. Fires happen a lot, and they are very, very destructive. We'll probably see that during the playthrough. We need someone to dedicate to doctor and warding as well. So, well, wardening. So I'm going to stick those at 3 on the inventor. That's fine. Cooking, cooks, fill, paste, dispenses, and prepares meals. Yeah, I didn't think that was actually in the game yet properly. I could be wrong. Oh well, whatever. Someone to focus on constructing, which would be the elf. Someone to focus on repairing, which would be the elf. Growing is definitely going to be the elf. That's what he's going to be concentrating on more than anything, as well as mining. So he's actually going to be doing a majority of the tasks. Now I'm actually going to get my huntsman onto the mining as well. Probably plant cutting too, even though he's not very good at it. And everyone else is fine with cleaning. Researching, we don't really need to worry about that just yet, but I'm going to stick that at 2 for the time being, and he can concentrate on plant cutting as well. I suppose we can get huntsman on cooking too. That's fine. So there we go. That's good. So they'll probably still more concentrate on growing at this point, which is fine, completely fine. The quicker we can get food, the better. Although they might start getting hungry pretty soon, which definitely makes sense. But yeah, that's cool. So what I want to do is I want to wall this section off here. Now obviously we can't do that just yet because we need to wait for the metal to be brought to the stockpile, which shouldn't take too long now. They've done all the growing. Now they're actually going to move all the or maybe not. Yep, they're going to move it. Okay. Now I could build like a tunnel here so they can get to these resources easier, but that's going to make this vulnerable, and I don't want to do that. You want to try and be as defensive as possible when it comes to raiders, especially when they start coming up in packs of 4 and 5. You don't really want them to spread out. So yeah, there we go. We've actually started getting some resources here. Not the resources I want, but we've got resources there. So it's just a case of waiting for them to move the resources there, which shouldn't take too long. That's what they're doing now. Yay, silver, more silver. You bastards. Now these is actually the wildlife. Some of these are interactable, some aren't. If we might have to find, yeah, these you can't do anything with at the moment. If I remember correctly, you can't actually do anything with these. You can't cook them or anything like that, which is unfortunate. There are little worms here, and these red ones especially are really dangerous. So boom rats, that's just normal squirrel, that's fine. Boom rats are bastards because if they die, they naturally explode. They explode in like a 3x3 radius, which is really bad, especially if they explode right by buildings, because they'll set them on fire. They are really horrible bastards, the boom rats are. We can probably eliminate some of them soon, but for the most part we just want to get stuff on here. So as you can see, we've finally got some metal, and now it's time to start thinking about producing some power of some sort. We're going to need a paste dispenser. Paste dispensers are really cool. You can configure stockpiles, and yes, I already know that actually. But yeah, you're right, we should probably add weapons to that. And there we go. The refuse pile. Yeah, that's fine. That's good. That's exactly how I want it. Okay, so let's build something. About time we start actually building something. So we're going to start by building a wall. Wall right here. Like so. We're going to make a door. Now I'm just debating where to put the door. Maybe we should put it there. There we go. Okay, so we've got a door now. And that's great. I'm not too sure if raiders can actually spawn outside the map like that. Maybe they can, maybe they can't, but just for safety, I'm just going to put a wall there too. So yeah, that's cool. So what I'm going to eventually do here is I'm actually going to put some sandbags down so we've got some decent cover. Now, because of how intelligent the AI is and how deep the combat is, enemies will actually use cover to their advantage as well. So enemies will actually come to these little rubber bits here and use them as cover, the debris and stuff. So we need to move those as soon as possible. So all they've got then is obviously the actual mountainside. Yeah, let's call, well, whatever, walls. Let's just call them walls, because that's what they are, them bloody walls. Rock. So they can use the rocks as cover, but that's it. They can't then use these instead. And yeah. Right, let's carry on with that then. So someone should get to build into that. Did I actually prioritize construction on one of them? Yeah, I did the elf. Elf should be focusing on construction and growing, really. Or maybe you can do the construction as well. Yeah, that'll do. In fact, you can focus on construction more than anything else. There you go. That'll do. And repairing. Stuff gets damaged pretty easily in this game as well, so you definitely need someone to keep an eye on repairing. Now, we've only got 3 colonists, but it's actually fairly easy to get more. So, when you actually get raided, if you can incapacitate the raiders, you can actually capture them as prisoners. And if you do that, you can then try to goad them to try and join the colony. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. It completely depends on your social skills. But that is one of the main ways to actually get new colonists. There will be refugees and stuff as well, which you can quickly get, but all of them require a prison. So we're going to need to build somewhere where we can actually hold people. We can't hold them ransom, unfortunately, but yeah, that's fine. So we've got pretty much that wall built now, and something with no power. So we need to focus now on getting power. So we're going to be focusing mainly on solar power, since we have no way of getting steam. Well, we have, but we can't get geothermal power at this point yet because of where they're located. So we are going to get some solar generators. Now, we need to really consider where to put these. Now, solar generators themselves aren't dangerous, but when they're connected to batteries, if batteries catch on fire or anything, they will go boom, and they will fuck up a lot of the landscape. So we need to be really careful about where we put these. So I think I'm actually going to start by putting one here. So there we go. We're going to build 2 of these. So there we go. We're going to build 2 of those, and we are going to need some batteries. Now I'm just debating where to actually put these. Maybe we should put these. Yeah, if I put one there. Now normally I would normally kind of group them by one square, but if one explodes, then it'll cause a chain reaction. So you want to try and keep them as far away as you can. I can't remember the radius of the blast. Let's just be on the safe side and put you there. Okay. So we're gonna let our colonists work on that for now. We do need these really removed. Yeah, that needs removed as soon as possible. Let me designate stuff. Haul. We need these hauling as soon as possible. Shouldn't take too long. There we go. Not too long at all. Now, if I was to put the dumping stockpile here, then obviously anyone could use all these debris for cover, and that's a bad thing. So we want to make sure they've got hardly any cover whatsoever, and we've got the advantage with sandbags, which is what we're going to probably build now. So sandbags, pretty easy. All we need to do is build like that. I could probably sandbag this whole area off, actually. That might be wise. Yeah, let's do that. Doesn't really cost that much resources either, so that's fine. Now, if you're ever low on food, if you can't get your growing stuff out as quick as I have, then you can see these berries and stuff. You can actually pick those, and you should be able to pick up berries. I think you can pick up these ones as well. Agave, not agave. What the fuck am I? Agave. There's no R in that. Agave. I'm pretty sure that's how it's pronounced. I could be wrong. Our first event. Brilliant. So, a local scroll has gone mad. It will attack everyone it sees. Okay, that's cool. So that's actually that's usually the starting one in every game I've been across so far. I've actually played. It's usually a squirrel gone absolutely apeshit. Why is everyone gathering? We don't need every single one gathering. In fact, there should only be one growing, and the others are built. Oh, that's because everything has been built. Oops. I keep forgetting I've sped it up quite a bit. So as you can see, there's actually a little battery meter there. So it'll tell you how much power it's actually generating. But of course, because it's now night time, it's actually going to go down. But what we need to do is we need to make sure that these are connected up. So we're going to connect. Right, we're going to connect you up to there, like so, and you up to there. Now we need to connect up to the wall, so we need to be a bit careful how to do this. Maybe we should, yeah, probably run it along the wall like that. By doing this, we can then actually power up the door, and maybe later on as well power up a auto turret. So yeah, there's actually turrets in the game which will help you defend. They are very dangerous because if they actually get destroyed, they will blow up in a big radius, and they can very easily kill your colonists depending on where you've put them. So you need to be careful about that. Now you might have noticed as well that some of these walls are different coloured. Now these are actually minerals. Now these will usually contain metals. I think sometimes contain silver. But yeah, you can actually mine that for the materials, which is really cool. That's something we'll be doing pretty soon. Now there's that squirrel. He's actually going to break that fucking door down, which is not ideal. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my huntsman. I'm going to put him into a combat mode. He's going to be drafted into the military. And what this means is that I can actually control him. So just watch. I can actually control it. I can actually move him here if I wanted to. That's going to be problematic, but I'm going to move him here, and then I'm going to focus on shooting. So if we press F, fire on that. Now I need to make sure Selma's out the way, because you can actually very easily accidentally kill each other. Friendly fire is on, so you need to be very careful. Move! No, don't shoot. Cancel your shooting. He's dead. He's dead. Let's just undraft him. Oh, okay, that was close. Hang on, is he dead? Oh, he's not dead. Oh, no, he is. Okay, that was a bit. Yeah, he was psychotic. Yeah, okay, whatever. So yeah, we can probably just undraft these now. You can be undrafted. You're already undrafted, so that's fine. That's a really cool thing about the game. You can just undraft them, you know, in a single click, which is really nice. Especially when you come across raiders. Now, debating whether to kill these as soon as possible, because they will cause problems. They will especially cause problems if raiders can get past this area, because if they kill the boom rats, then they will cause to explode. And there we go. So as you can see here, solar generators are generating power. Now all the access power is being stored into batteries. As you can see there, it's actually being stored. The only thing that's being used so far for power is this door, but we need to change that. So the next thing we need to concentrate on is making a we need meal sources. So we need to make some nutrient paste. How do we do that? We need a nutrient paste dispenser. Now we need to be careful about this because a lot of the buildings need to be a lot of the actual structures and stuff need to be in buildings. They need to be roofed because there is times when there's thunderstorms and whatnot, and they will rain fucking havoc. They will absolutely rain havoc and destroy anything in its path. So we need to be careful about that. So I'm just debating how if I'm going to expand it more. I'm not too sure how many of these solar panels I'm going to need. I'm going to need a few. That's the thing. So maybe we should actually think about making the dispenser. Maybe here. Maybe. I don't want to make it too close to the wall because it'd be easily destroyed then if anyone gets past. I could make it here. That's not a bad idea. So we need the actual dispenser itself. New to Alpha 1, you then need a hopper. So hopper is basically stuff where you can store stuff so that they can be dispensed. You need this for the nutrient paste dispensers, so I'm going to stick 3 down behind it. You also apparently need it for turrets. I haven't tried with this particular version yet. Oh god, it's going on, isn't it? Okay. Right then, I will take a cut here, and I'll see you for the next episode.